Hey YouTube, it's Hannah Loba. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
Steel Commander Superbike race number 1 of 3, and it's Beaubier, Herrin, and Baz on the front row.
Yep, and then we're going to have Sean Dillon Kelly and Richie Escalante alongside Chavi Forrest filling in for Jake Gagne. Hope Jake's getting better. Brandon Posh, JD Beach, Bobby Fong, Ashton Yates, Cam Peterson 11th. He didn't really get to do any time in qualifying this morning, Greg. Benjamin Smith next to him. Then you have Hayden Gillen, DeLewis, Flinders, Ezra Beaubier, Nolan Lampkin, and Sierra. A little bit further back, Jason Waters, Arango, Bobby Davis, and Manu Segura. Manu Segura is going to round out the field. So
we're going to see what turn 1 has to offer. Revs are up. We're gone. We're racing. And it looked like Josh Herrin got a really good launch as the number 2 is side by side with the number 6. And he's going to have position into turn number 1 as they try to tip it in. Beaubier's got nowhere to go. So Herrin's going to lead the way. And when he's out front like this, he can be dangerous as a rider down in the back. We're going to see what turn 1 has to offer. Revs are up. We're gone. We're racing. And it looked like Josh Herrin got a really good launch as the number 2 is side by side with the number 6. And he's going to have position into turn number 1 as they try to tip it in. Beaubier's got nowhere to go. So Herrin's going to lead the way. And when he's out front like this, he can be dangerous as a rider down in the back.
Is it, I don't know if it's Alex, if it's, I have to see who that is. You know, listen, Herrin said something that is so true. He's just got to continue to do what he's been doing. He's got to just try to go out and win these races. Puts himself at the front here. He's got 2 BMWs right behind him as STK has a look up under Cameron Beaubier. But for Herrin, especially in these early laps, I think creating space for himself at the front of this race to try to get away from as many challengers as he can. If Beaubier wins, he wins. For Herrin, it's just about running a good, solid, clean 12 laps and get out front early and stretch the field the best you can.
So good on brand new tires is Josh Herrin, leading Beaubier. And now we're going to get a good look as to the speed difference between the Ducati and the BMWs.
Man, he got out of there so well. He got out of turn 10, as you can see him jetting down the back straightaway here. Nobody's going to be really close enough to do anything with him under braking. SDK has a little look at Beaubier, but he's not going to do anything there. How about JD Beach running 4th? What a run from JD. And Chavi Forrest in his return back here to MotoAmerica there in the bright yellow helmet. He's going to be 5th with Bobby Fong, 6th place just behind Baz. Did not get the start that he wanted. I saw Cam go wide there at the end of the back straightaway, Greg, as Cam Peterson ran straight, it looked like, at the end of the back straight.
Yeah, Cam Beaubier still in 2nd place in the Tyler Cycles BMW. And, of course, there is Sean Dillon Kelly out of Florida on the EasyHealthPlans.com Top Pro Racing bike with different livery. If you didn't see the story, Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital in Miami, he went there with this bodywork and had the kids color and draw and fill out the bodywork, and that's the bodywork he's running right now is the number 40 of Sean Dillon Kelly. And then there's JD Beach, Tyler Cycles BMW as well. A little bit closer is the number 6. Draft and pass maneuver as Cameron Beaubier goes side by side. Herrin not wanting to give it up, but he has to for the moment. So just like that, Cameron Beaubier takes over the number 1 spot. Herrin in 2nd, and the number 40, Sean Dillon Kelly, in 3rd. For MotoAmerica fans, you can pick your favorite riders for a chance to win money, available on your favorite sportbooks like daily fantasy sites, DraftKings, Underdog Fantasy. Visit nxtbets.com/playma as Beaubier with a bit of a problem for exclusive sign-up bonuses for new players who receive cash.
208.7 from Beaubier.
Wow.
Further back, Escalante now challenging Bobby Fong for that 5th place spot. And it looks like the 54 in his 2nd race back from injury, and he might be close enough to make a move as they come down here, and it looks like he is, Greg. The 40 now going to the front.
So there goes Sean Dillon Kelly. He's going to hold on to it, but Herrin's going to go right up the inside. A good job as to watching. Pedal the bicycles all you want. You can eat all the great food. Oh, Sean Dillon Kelly has a problem.
Man.
Oh, no. So for SDK, hands in the air. He's trying to reset something on the electronics, but out of 2nd place goes the BMW rider, Sean Dillon Kelly. And what a position he was in, Jay. I think he may have thought to himself, all right, 6 laps to go. I'm going to have a go at some point, but Unfortunately, BMW M1000RR
he's
out
got
of this
no
race.
power, and he got his leg out right away. Man, that was close for Cameron. You can see how close Escalante is for Josh Herron. So he is literally trying to go out there and just snatch this championship this weekend. Oh! Xavi Flores down up in the top of turn 1. Crashes out of 6th.
The Spanish rider filling in for Jake Gagne, who's out for the rest of the season. Late in the race with 5 laps to go, a miscue into turn number 1 and puts his Yamaha on the deck. The Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha R1.
A warning for him, and you can see Xavi, this is going to be exactly what happened to Xavi. He loses the front, but Herron lost the front so big.
As Herron now trying to put the hammer down and just break the spirit of everyone behind him.
Just go out and do what you've been doing all year. That's what he wanted to do, and you heard him say that in his interview with Hannah. And oh man!
Whoa! Wow! What a save!
He's very lucky to save this. You can see
Bumps.
He catches a couple little bumps on the inside, and it just tugs the front. Coming down into turn 10, and he's going to make this pass.
Oh, can he get it slowed down and turned? He can't. He does. I mean, he gets it done, but then Herron squeaks up the inside. They were nearly side by side. So now the question is the draft for Cameron Beaubier. He's going to pull out of the draft, get some clean air. Now the braking duel down the back straightaway. Beaubier goes to the spot. He has a quick look over his shoulder to see where Herron is. Herron trying to square it up, hoping Beaubier's going to go wide and get a drive. It didn't pay off this time.
If he can get off that turn 10, he might be able to draft that BMW. So we'll have a look at 2:09.5 and 2:10 flat are the lap times. Herron's board probably told him he's got a 5-second lead over whoever is in third at this point.
Into turn number 1 they go. A corner that's seen a couple riders go down, so they're clean on this final lap of Steel Commander Superbike race number 1. And now Beaubier trying to put the hammer down. Josh Herron, up and over the curb again.
He's been doing that consistently over and over, though, so it's not going to be anything new for him. Beaubier's opened up just enough of a gap right now where it's going to be very difficult. Josh is going to have to take some unnecessary risks to get to the back of him before they get onto that back straightaway. You can see Beaubier's now probably got 3/4 half a second on Herron. So Herron's doing the smart thing here. He's ran a perfect race, Greg. I mean, he's been able to separate the field. He's fought back when he has to. But yeah, Beaubier now has that gap that he needed over Herron as they go down into turn 10 here for the final lap.
This is where Josh Herron has been shining all weekend long, but Beaubier gets through. Onto the back straightaway, up the hill they go, and that Tytler Cycles BMW looking good for Josh Herron. What a performance he's put on. But Beaubier, how about fastest Sector 1 split, fastest Sector 2 split of the race. And Beaubier going a little bit wide off the back straightaway, has a look over his shoulder to see how close Herron is. That mistake isn't going to hurt him too bad on this final lap. But Beaubier, it looked like he might have done a 2:07 on this lap, Jason, had this continued as the fuel load drops and the punishment on the Dunlop tires. A tip of the cap to Dunlop and the job they've been able to do. These motorcycles, this pace has been so fast as Cameron Beaubier now in the last sector of Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, and he's going to bring this home, and it's going to be a big boost for him. And as he gets into these last 2 turns, he's going to trim that points down just a little bit. Keep in mind, Bobby Fong still 6th place. He's going to get some decent points out of this, but he's a little bit off the pace compared to these front runners this weekend.
Here comes Cameron Beaubier. Wheel in the air, comes across the line and takes the win. 1.8 second margin of victory, and here comes Division Wheel M4X Star Suzuki of Richie Escalante in 3rd place. What a comeback to racing.
That's great for him and that team. You know, Chris Orich and that whole team have been working so hard. So for them to come here to Circuit of the Americas and get that podium, and Baz was able to get by JD Beach, as you see there. So the second of the Warhorse Ducatis gets into 4th. Bobby Fong, incidentally, did end up 6th. Reggies come across. Brandon Posh should end up 7th, and he does. Ashton Yates, Danilo Lewis, and Benjamin Smith will round out your top 10.
Take a look at those results. You can see Beaubier with the big W. Josh Herron in 2nd place, Richie Escalante, then Loris Baz, JD Beach, Bobby Fong in 6th, then Brandon Posh in 7th place.
Like he said, didn't expect it because that was a big injury, and come back, and not only the injury but the training that you miss while you're hurt. You come to a track that's physical, that's really hot. It was tough today, but he rode an incredible race, and as he said, just a little bit better start, first couple laps. You know, he missed the launch control button, and you have to think that's because he's been out for a while.